is, mothers are really the first lab, the first institute for a child. They teach us how to express ourselves, how to connect with society, how to feel safe. That is where we develop our first attachment in life, is with our mother, with our primary caregiver. Hi, Aspen. How are you? Please, if you have any questions, do put some questions in. We already talked about a few things in regards to motherhood. And I was actually sharing with Khizra that I have actually come up with my own acronym for mothers. It's called APAI. It's very easy to remember. APAI is PIE. So a mother is protecting you, P for protect, I for inspire, and E for empower. So a mother's job starts, protecting the children. Biologically, we are driven to protect our children, to inspire our children. We continuously try to be a role model for them, to inspire them, to motivate them. And, it always doesn't come naturally. So don't be so hard on yourself. Just try your best. Whatever you're doing, they're already looking up to you. And then empower them. Allow them to be themselves. एक किताब है जो कि मुझे बहुत पसंद है. उसका नाम है Grow the Tree You Got. Grow the Tree You Got. There's so many times we are trying to... Oh, you like the pie? Okay. Well, see, it's from psychology, pie is person in the environment. But definitely, pie is mother, because that's where all the environment starts. That's where the biology starts, and that's where the nurturing comes in. Because there's always this question about, are we a product of nurture, or are we a product of our nature? So nature bhi maa hai, nurture bhi maa hai. That's where it all starts. I know it's a lot of responsibility, but with great power comes great responsibility, Spider-Man said. Anyway, so this book, if you can get your hands on, Grow the Tree You Got. It's a wonderful book. It tells you to appreciate, it inspires you to appreciate जो आपके पास whatever child you have, a boy or a girl, whatever gifts that God has given them, to use those to nurture them, instead of trying कि अगर कोई सिंगर है उसको आप एथलीट बनाना चाह रहे हैं, और कोई एथलीट है आप उसको सिंगर बनाना चाह रहे हैं, तो ऐसा ना करें. अपने एजेंडा को साइड में रखें, and love your child unconditionally and let them grow. Appreciate them for who they are. We have our own notions. नहीं ऐसा होना चाहिए था, वैसा होना चाहिए था. That's what. No, this is a new role, a new life that you are trying to empower. So we talked a few things that we did talk about, and if you have any questions and comments, please do tell me. I feel like in the beginning I talked about how this is the most important job that we have, and we have no training in it. There is no manual, there is no instructions. Khizra is saying, agree, focus on their strengths and not weaknesses. Absolutely. Each one of us has like a psychologist in us. There's a treatment, basically, module that is based on strength. It's called strength-based intervention. So when our client comes, we focus on their strengths instead of focusing on their negative, and we build on whatever strengths they may have to offer. उससे ये होता है कि बंदा अपने आप बारे में, you start feeling good about yourself, you want to improve yourself. If you focus only on the negative, then things go the other way. We talked about chemical imbalances in a mom when she gives birth. So many mothers go through postpartum blues. They go through depression full on, which is never sometimes diagnosed. And then they have to hear from their peers, it's okay, you'll get over it, this will pass. No, sometimes we do need that support network. We need intervention from sometimes a medical doctor, from a psychologist perhaps. And, just don't be afraid of that. Ilaj is very necessary, just like anything. Just like if you had diabetes, you won't just say, you'll get over it. Just like that, emotional things that we go through in life, they just require some attention from the professionals. I do want to thank all of you for joining us here today for this session. And Sabi had a few very good points to share with us, and so did Khizra. And Khizra said, self-care is important, and Khizra said that, getting the support is important. And I totally, completely agree with her. Let's see. Also, so I wanted to talk about something quickly, and it is Maslow was a psychologist who had created a hierarchy of needs of human beings, and there are 5 steps to that. There's one basic need, which is the physiological needs. Second need is safety needs. Third need is social belonging. Fourth need is developing a self-esteem, and the 5th need is self-actualization, which is the highest level of highest level of being that we can reach. So from a mother's perspective, you are the one who is providing for best for their physiological needs when they are children and as they're growing up. You are the one who is providing them with safety and secure attachment and secure connections. A lot of times when a child has a question or is feeling insecure or is feeling afraid, we dismiss their worries. Don't dismiss their worries. Acknowledge it. Listen to them. Give them a moment. Get down to their level. Do eye contact and listen to what they have to say. This is actually creating an attachment, creating a connection with another human being that they can actually trust you. So the first thing is the physiological need, and second need is the attachment need, the need to connect with you, the need to feel safe with you. Because agar ek bacha bachpan mein ye attachment नहीं feel करता है, safe नहीं feel करता है, they will go through a whole lifetime of feeling not safe unless and until that is resolved. So it is very important role that you're playing, ladies. Not to put too much pressure on you, because there's already pressure on you from society. The third need is social belonging. Let them feel, like I said, grow the tree that you got. Let them feel that it's okay for them to be them. In their homes, let's create a safe haven, a safe environment for them so they feel like, here I can be myself. Here I can express myself. Here life is okay. It's okay to mess up. I have someone I can go to. They will listen to me. They will talk to me. They will reason with me. They are my best friend and they have my best interest in mind. I have told my children, कितनी भी किताबें आप पढ़ लेंगे, at the end of the day, it is the connection, the rapport you have with your child. I've told my children, I don't care what you do, how you mess up, I will always be there for you. I don't care what you have done or how grave that thing is. I will help you and I will provide you with the right resources. I wanted to ask some of our listeners, have you been practicing the poker face? कि बच्चे ने आपको कोई बड़ी से बड़ी बात बता दी है and you are just like, okay. Because, if you want your child to confide in you, then you have to start doing the poker face. So share with us if anything shocking your child has shared with you and how did you respond to that. Social belonging के बाद आ जाती है उनकी सेल्फ एस्टीम. यहाँ पे जब वो टीनेजर्स में जाते हैं, जब वो टीनेज ईयर्स में जा रहे होते हैं, that is when they want to develop their autonomy. That is when they want to assert themselves. They want to have an identity. जब भी हमें टीनेज ईयर्स में ही we see the child is expressing himself, experimenting with hair color, experimenting with clothes. Do not criticize them unless and until it's going against your religious values or personal values. You can talk to them about that, Okay. Okay, Khizra is saying hers are too little. Okay. Wetting bed was difficult time. Yes, wetting bed is a very common thing, Khizra. Many children do that. Okay. You used to get upset, and that is our natural reaction to get upset with that. But a lot of times it's just, can you imagine that bedwetting can actually be a genetic thing? Did you know that? And sometimes Yes, right. Talk to them. Yes, and you can, Khazra. This is something that you can actually very practically head on, take upon, and actually you can resolve it. Okay. So I've had that experience with one of my kids. Not gonna name them, but you can. There's certain things that you can do with them. I used to stop having liquids after a certain time. Like after 5, 6 o'clock, if their bedtime is 7 o'clock, stop having glasses of milk and things like that at like 7 o'clock. No, we stop at 5 o'clock, for example. We stopped having big glasses or anything. If you want a sip of milk or sip of water after 5 o'clock, that's fine. And then we started going to the bathroom. I would start taking them to the bathroom every half hour before, like 2 hours before their bedtime. Like just say, for example, the bedtime is 7 o'clock. I will start taking them to the bathroom from 5 o'clock. Reminding, okay, sweetie, I think you need to go to the bathroom. Go ahead and use it. Or just, accompanying them and just walking them to the bathroom. So that habit, emptying out their bladder before they go to bed, it actually helped with one of my children. So creating a drinking schedule, creating a going to the bathroom schedule. These are what choti baatein lagti hain, but they actually make a big difference. And bedwetting is quite hard on the parents also, because cleaning up the mess, and it's hard on the child because emotionally they're feeling like they've failed their parents. And this psychology में ज़्यादा नहीं जाऊंगी, but psychologically going bedwetting can have an impact on child's esteem. The esteem is the next one we were going to go into in the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So their self-esteem, they're building this at this time, and they feel like they're failing. Let them know they're not failing. It's all right, but we have to figure out a way together to resolve this issue. One of the that's a different show. I won't get into that, but this is important. So please do a few things with your child. If they're wetting the bed, have a drinking schedule, like not water drinking, milk drinking. Have a schedule for that. At certain point, have a cutoff time, and at certain point, start taking them to the bathroom. Okay, what is Khazra saying? Agree, and that is what I learned. Not to make a big deal, but to change, like you mentioned. Yes, absolutely. So if you're doing those things, but these are very important, not to shun your child and criticize them, for bedwetting. It's very common. It can be genetics. It can be, a child developing autonomy. It can be a little bit of anxiety, all of those things. So do talk to them about that. Esteem जब आती है, जब बच्चे teenagers होते हैं, yes, you ask them for solutions. Absolutely. I will tell you, there is a way of improving behavior, which is proven scientifically true, is motivational interviewing. And motivational interviewing, everything comes from self. All the solution comes from ourselves. And that's the only way to better ourselves, if solution bhi aap khud hi suggest करें. जब बच्चे teenagers होते हैं, that they are trying to, express their individuality, and so parents get appalled. They're like, oh my God, what is he doing? Why is he doing this? Why is he dyeing his hair green? Allow them in a safe space to express themselves. Remember, they have to belong to this home also, and they have to belong to this norm also. So allow them to have a safe space where they can grow. और वो आहिस्ता आहिस्ता आप देखेंगे, जैसे जैसे आप you keep on practicing your values, you keep on not preaching all the time, but practicing, showing it to them through your practice, they will start taking some of your lessons in their life, and it's a big reward. Aspen, do you remember those days? Yes, I remember those days. I'm not naming anybody, but yes, that was torture because cleaning the bed and washing everything after each time that has happened. What did you do, Aspen? Why don't you tell us, what did you do when you were going through that phase? What was the best thing for you? Tell us about that. और जब बच्चे अपने टीनेज ईयर्स में से अपनी सेल्फ एस्टीम डेवलप करते हैं, और सेल्फ एस्टीम आप अपने पूरे जिंदगी डेवलप करते रहते हैं, अपनी सेल्फ इमेज के थ्रू, अपनी बॉडी इमेज के थ्रू, सोसाइटी आपको कैसे देखती है, आप खुद अपने आप को कैसे देखते हैं. Yes, neende haram. Yes. One of my children was saying to me, Mom, you're such a light sleeper. Once you become a mom, you're always a light sleeper. She's like, you go to sleep immediately and then you wake up immediately. I said, yes, that's what happens to you because you're so used to ke kaun so raha hai, kaun jaag raha hai, and you respond to that. I do remember that. Alhamdulillah, now the neende are not haram anymore. I sleep well now. And so after the self-esteem comes the highest level of actualization is self-actualization, where you are spiritually growing and you are able to merge your inner self with your spiritual self, with your so aap sara combine karke you are aware of who you are, you are aware of your surroundings, you are not just reacting, you are more responsive. So reacting और responsive का मैं आपको एक फर्क बता दूं कि आपको किसी ने pinch किया है and you react, and as compared to आपको किसी ने pinch किया है and you take a moment, you think about it and you come back to it. एक और चीज मैंने बताई थी, शेयर की थी व्यूअर्स के साथ, is pie. Your job as a mother is a beautiful job. It's not a job. It's really a lifestyle. Being a mom, protect, inspire, and empower. That's pie. Protect your children, inspire them, empower them. And one thing that my mother has always shared with me, that you're not raising your children to, live a life obedient to you only. You need to teach and inspire your children so they can go outside and be healthy human beings, be healthy, productive part of society. So अपने बच्चों की habits और उनको सिखाने में ये बात जरूर याद रखें कि सिर्फ you don't want obedient children, you want children who can respond to others, who जिनके साथ उन्होंने जिंदगी गुजारनी है bahar. Of course, we will always be a center of, a point of reference for them, a deep connection for them. But it's I think it's selfish sometimes as parents अपनी motherhood, अपने fatherhood को पूरा करने के लिए हम अपने बच्चों को कुछ skills नहीं सिखा पाते हैं. Please comment on that. And I will say a few things and then we'll wrap up. We talked about oxytocin, which is a love hormone. We talked about chemical imbalances that moms go through, and I think that goes on all our lives because the role of a mother never ends. It keeps improving, it keeps evolving. The second thing I want to talk about is taking time for yourself, taking care of yourself, okay? As mothers, we are always taking care of everyone else and not taking care of ourselves. Take some time. I don't care what it is, making a cup of chai. My mom always says, go sit down on your couch and have a cup of tea. If that is your time for yourself, then do that. Do take time for yourself. Again, हम एक माया एंजेलो की एक saying जो हम पढ़ रहे थे, and I'll say it again. To describe my mother would be to write about a hurricane in its perfect power, or the falling colors of a rainbow. All of us have that power inside of us, and I saw that in my mom for sure, and I see it in so many moms. And stop being so hard on yourself. Acknowledge your power. Acknowledge the positivity that you transcend, in your children. We talked about support system. Support system is very important. So we talked about self-care. We talk about support system. We talk about developing a circle of trust with your children. We talked about age-appropriate parenting. We talked about chemical imbalances. We talked about taking time out for yourself. So those are a few things that we did talk about in our session today. I thank all of you for joining in and taking the time to be here. A very special Mother's Day to my mom, who has been my rock and who has inspired me in so many ways all my life. Rumi says we are born of love and love is our mother. And Rumi is right. Love is our mother. We are born from love and love is our mother. Hi Aruba, you joined and I'm so happy that you joined us. Please comment on some things that we have talked about. We have talked about how a mother's role, rather, sometimes it starts from being protective mom to inspiring mom to empowering mom. Hello there. We talked about the needs that a mom fulfills, the physiological needs, the belonging needs, the social needs, the developing self-esteem needs, the reaching the spirituality needs. Spirituality is a very important subject, and a lot of times we teach religion, but religion and spirituality goes hand in hand. It is important to inspire your children to tune into their spirituality also. So we talked about a lot of important things that are concerning motherhood, and what a blessing it is. What a pleasure it is to be a mom. I know we all start this journey being unsure of ourselves, but there comes a point where you start feeling like, okay, I got the hang of this. I understand what this is all about. I will tell you, like I was talking about, let's see. Maya Angelou, George Washington, the founder of United States, the first president, GW said, all I am, I owe to my mother. So big personalities have acknowledged the power, the role that their mother plays in their life, So ladies, do not underestimate the power that you have in your children's life. You are, like I said, impacting them socially, emotionally, physiologically, in every way. You are a power-packed machine for them, So, take pride in your role, I think, you're providing them a safe base. You're helping them develop emotionally. You're helping them develop social relationships with others. Let them be themselves, and I can't say that enough. Allow them to have a safe space to be themselves. Let them fall sometimes when they grow older. I know it's so hard, because when our child falls, the first thing is, I want to take you, I want to hold you, and I want to make it all right for you. But again, it's your job as a mother also to teach them how to survive outside. So sometimes when they fall, allow them to get up, allow them to fix things, be there to guide them, be their guiding light. I mean, I'm a grown person, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, but still my mother is there to guide me. My mother is there to shine the light on for me and say, hey, I think this is a better way to do it, So don't underestimate the power that you have. Again, I will reiterate a few things, and then we are going to wrap it up. Maya Angelou said, she's my favorite poet, in all the world, there is no heart for me like yours. In all the world, there is no love for you like mine. I'll read it again. In all the world, there is no heart for me like yours. In all the world, there is no love for you like mine. And I agree with that for sure. To wrap up, thank you for agreeing, Aspen. If you want to share any experiences, or if you have any questions, please post them now, because we're going to wrap up pretty soon. I know everybody has their families to get back to. And it is Mother's Day, and we want to spend time and talking to our moms. And I think every day is Mother's Day, because you are no one without your mom, where you came from. That experience has made you who you are. I think so. It has made me who I am for sure. What my mother provided and presented, and still continues to present even today. I do want to talk about a few things that we did discuss before some of the viewers joined us. We talked about chemical imbalances that a young mom goes through, how sometimes it is considered postpartum blues is dismissed, so it should not be dismissed. We talked about social support system that mothers need, and my mom always told me, get support from whoever you can get. If you can hire help, get some hired help. If you have a family who can help you, get that support. If you have friends who can help you, get that support. There's nothing wrong with that. Hello, Sumera. How are you? Thank you for joining in. So we talked about chemical imbalances that a mom goes through. We talked about how important it is to have a support system. It could be your friends. It could be your family. It can be somebody you met at the mosque or the church or something like that. We talked about time, self-care, how important it is. Hi there. How important it is to have self-care. How important it is to have some time to yourself. Take out some time. Be yourself. Don't lose your identity. I see so many young moms pursuing their education, completing their education, going out and working. Create that balance. It's okay. Stop feeling so guilty about being yourself. First and foremost, you are you. Then you are a mom. Then you are a wife. Then you are a daughter. Other things also. So first, be true to yourself and have conviction and be all right with being yourself. So I'll tell you this. It is very important for me to be Bushra Qureshi. It is very important for me to have my identity. Yes, I take pride in being a mom, a daughter, a sister, a friend, a wife, all those things. But the most important thing and the most important relationship is mine with God and mine with myself. We talked about support system, okay, and we talked about something called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So, is need triangle mein, there are 5 needs that every human being has. Physiological needs, safety need, social belonging, self-esteem needs, and actualization needs. और ये सारी needs जो हैं ये as moms we fulfill. When the child is young, you're fulfilling the physiological needs. When the child is growing, you provide them with safety. We provide them with belonging. And those are very important things. How do you provide safety? You listen to them. You pay attention to them. You talk to them. You allow them to be themselves again. Social belonging, again, creating a haven at home where they're allowed to express themselves and be who they are. And especially during teenage years, it's very hard for moms and dads and for us to see our child morphing into a new creature, with spikes and contacts and hair and different ways of different genes and things. We didn't do things this way. Oh, this is so different. It's okay. Let's evolve. Let's give them space. Let's let them have a safe space so they can grow into healthy human beings. यहाँ पे उनकी self esteem develop होती है. अगर आपने उनको shun करना शुरू कर दिया, criticize करना शुरू कर दिया overly, this is where their self esteem gets tainted. It gets, they get affected by this. And then comes self-actualization. वो तो बहुत higher level पे होती है. हम और आप भी उस level पे अभी नहीं पहुंच पाए हैं. वो होती है एक spiritual position जहाँ आप you're aware of yourself, you're aware of your surrounding, you're not reacting to others, you have a poker face. We talked about poker face, guys. Poker face was, when your child comes with you with the biggest problem or the biggest thing that has happened and you're still calm. Okay, honey, we'll deal with it. Let's talk about it. This is the most powerful thing you can do with your child is listen and talk to them. My mother was a very strong foundation, is a very strong foundation for me. And she was always composed, always able to react to situations in a very calm manner. And I appreciate that so much. So we've talked about a lot today. And one more thing I told listeners, 2 things I'll tell you, and then we'll wrap it up. PI is my own acronym. Protect, inspire, and empower your children. You protect your children. You inspire them. Biologically, we're driven to protect. We inspire them. We motivate our children. We push them. Sometimes they need the push. We empower them. We encourage them to reach their potential. The book I shared with everyone is Grow the Tree You Got. It's a very nice book. And another thing that I do want to talk about quickly is a quick tip that I want to give you is oxytocin. Oxytocin is a hormone. It's called a love hormone. So when your child does something good, find them doing something good. We are so good at finding them doing something bad. Find them doing something good, like laying out the table. Hey, you did a great job with that. Or just a pat on the head. So what is oxytocin? Oxytocin is a hormone created when we are in love. Any expression of love, small or big. It can be done with anyone. With your spouse, with your mom, with your children, with your friends. Acknowledging them. Giving them a nice soft touch. Or just looking at them in a smiling way. Or responding to them in a positive way. Giving them an affirmation. So those are all good things that you can do. And I hope you have a lovely, lovely Mother's Day, ladies. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. Take care of your moms. Make sure you reach out to them and you talk to them and hug them with the social distancing. And just be there for each other. Create a support network. Respect each other. Build bridges. We can be stronger that way. Thank you all, and you all have a happy, happy Mother's Day. Again, I want to leave you with this. We are born of love, and love is our mother. That's what Rumi said. And my favorite is, to describe my mother would be to write about a hurricane in its perfect power, or climbing falling colors of rainbow. Thank you, Ami, for being my mom, and for being my best friend, and for teaching me so much. Happy Mother's Day, y'all.